Hey guys, let us get more news about Miami Heat, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Tyler Herro, Kevin Love get murky injury updates for Heat's upcoming road trip. The Miami Heat are going to start a 4-game road trip starting Friday where they will face the Detroit Pistons, but they have received injury updates regarding integral players on the roster. Fans have been aching to hear news regarding the absences of stars Tyler Herro and Kevin Love, but the announcement from the team is probably not what they want to hear. As announced by the Heat on their X, formerly known as Twitter, page, they said that Herro and Love did not travel with the team and will be out for Friday night's game against the Pistons. In what must be frustrating news for fans, this means that Herro and Love will miss their 10th and 8th straight game, respectively. Herro's last action came on February 23 against the New Orleans Pelicans, and since then, he has experienced a few injuries, with the first being a hyperextended knee, but since that has cleared up, a nagging foot issue is now the reason for his absence. On the official NBA injury report, his injury is reported as right foot, medial tendonitis. Heat head coach Erik Spoelstra touched on Herro's injury before the team took on the Denver Nuggets, but provided little information on an update. He would say that Herro is progressing, but did not have a timetable for when Herro can return, as he was averaging 20.8 points, 5.3 assists, and 4.4 rebounds per game while shooting 43.7% from the field. "He's making progress," Spoelstra said. "I don't have anything more for you. But he's doing everything he needs to do." As for Love, his last action came on February 27 when Miami beat the Portland Trail Blazers, but came at the expense of the veteran who is suffering from an injury. On the aforementioned injury report, his issue is listed as a right heel bruise. He is sorely missed from the Heat lineup, as the team's front court depth, beyond star Bam Adebayo, is missing a versatility that Love obtains. He has usually been the backup center for Adebayo and has played well for the team since he was signed from the buyout market last season. Other players on the injury report that are expected to play Friday against the Pistons includes Adebayo, who is listed as probable, though he's dealing with a lower back contusion. He just recently had a standout performance, albeit in the loss to the Nuggets, where he led the Heat in points and rebounds with 17 and 13 and guarded Nikola Jokic well. The other player is Caleb Martin, who is known as Miami's X Factor, as he is listed as available with left thumb sprain, but this has been a noted injury that isn't likely to go away. Miami is currently 35-30 on the season, which puts them 8th in the Eastern Conference, as they try to break a 4-game losing streak against the 12-win Pistons Friday and Sunday. Miami Heat update Bam Adebayo's injury status for Friday against Detroit Pistons. Miami Heat center Bam Adebayo is listed as probable for Friday's game against the Detroit Pistons. He is dealing with a lower back contusion. The Heat and Pistons meet for the third of 4 matchups this regular season and for the first of consecutive games, with another matchup on Sunday. So far this season, Miami has won both previous contests and has now won 4 straight against Detroit, including 9 of the last 11 overall. The Heat are 69-57 all-time versus the Pistons during the regular season, including 39-24 in home games and 30-33 in road games. Heat coach Erik Spoelstra on Wednesday's loss to the Denver Nuggets, "Then they do what they've done a lot this year. They've had quite a few of these games where they've been in the balance, and then when they want to put on the Jets, they've been able to leave teams behind the dust, and that's what it felt like tonight." It was a less than ideal outing for the Miami Heat Wednesday night as they dropped their 4th straight game against the Denver Nuggets inside the Kaseya Center, 100-88. One of the few standouts from the Heat was star big man Bam Adebayo, who spoke after the game about the team's performance and where the team stands with 17 games left in the season. Adebayo kept an even-keeled attitude in the locker room despite the loss, but still acknowledged that the team could have played better to their strengths. However, he would not use the word frustrating to describe the outing and was immediately focused on getting better. I wouldn't say frustrating, we just go to look at film and figure it out, Adebayo said. Obviously part of the game is you want to win, we held guys under their averages, but we didn't win. For us, it's watching film and figuring out how to get better. The 2023-24 NBA All-Star led the Heat in points and rebounds with 17 and 13 to go along with 3 assists while shooting just below 50% from the field. He talked about the deciding factor for the Nuggets in the fourth quarter being Reggie Jackson off the bench, who had 7 points and made 3 of his 4 attempts from the field. I think Reggie made some big shots down the stretch, Adebayo said. That's something we got to live with. He was making shots, he was in his mode. Throughout the 4-game losing streak, the Heat's play has been very reminiscent to how it was during the 7-game skid earlier in the year where they played their worst basketball. Adebayo brought that up after the game to the media, where at the moment, the struggles on offense are dictating the poor play on the defensive side. Latest Tyler Herro injury update is bad news for the Miami Heat. After missing the last 9 games with a foot injury, Miami Heat guard Tyler Herro appears likely to miss at least 4 more. Herro did not travel with the team to Detroit ahead of matchups Friday and Sunday against the Pistons. Those games are the first of a 4-game trip, putting Herro's availability in question unless he rejoins the team at some point in Philadelphia or Cleveland. The Heat have not offered a timetable for Herro, who is currently dealing with right foot medial tendinitis. He was also sidelined with a hyperextended left knee during this stretch. When asked about Herro's status, coach Erik Spoelstra didn't offer many details. He's making progress, Spoelstra said before Wednesday's home loss to the Denver Nuggets. I don't have any more for you. But he's doing everything he needs to do. Kevin Love, who has missed the last 7 games with a heel bruise, also did not travel with the team. Bam Adebayo is considered probable for Friday's game in Detroit with a lower back contusion. After mustering only 88 points in Wednesday's loss to the Nuggets, the Heat now have an offensive rating of 112.9 over the 9 games Herro has missed. That mark would rank in the bottom 8 of NBA offenses. Miami's offensive rating was only slightly higher before Herro's injury, at 113.2. The Heat could have used Herro in Wednesday night's effort, when no Heat player scored more than 17 points. Herro is averaging 20.8 points per game this season. Duncan Robinson has started in Herro's place and is averaging 13.1 points on 43.8% shooting, 35.2% from 3-point range, 3.6 rebounds, and 3.8 assists over those 9 games. And you, fan, what do you think about the situation of Tyler Herro? Leave your opinion in the comments.